Turning to Thailand now, where the government has been allowing refugees to apply for work permits. UN officials have called this a landmark step for residents of refugee camps along the country's borders. Tens of thousands of Cambodians, who once made up a large share of Thailand's low-wage workforce, fled back home after border clashes. The resulting labor shortage has added urgency to the policy change, as DW's Georg Matthes reports from Michaela refugee camp.
Catching freshwater crabs. For these Burmese refugees, it's a rare moment of joy. The family of three lives in Camp Mela, one of Thailand's oldest refugee centers on the border with Myanmar. Like many of the camps, some 30,000 refugees, they were born here and now pin their hopes on a new labor program the Thai government has set up.
I've done the blood test, and they took my fingerprints. I think they'll send me to Bangkok, but I don't have an update yet. I just know it's a chicken farm.
I have also applied for the chicken farm, but I haven't given my fingerprint yet. Living here is so difficult. We go hungry on many days. I applied to change things for the better.
The couple says life inside the camps has deteriorated since major international aid, including from USAID, was cut. Theft and drug use, they say, are on the rise. Around 80,000 refugees have been forced to live in several camps along the Myanmar border for decades. Although many Burmese already find casual work in shops around Mae Sot, formal legal employment has been out of reach until now. Thailand is short of migrant labor. After the border clashes with neighboring Cambodia, some 500,000 Cambodians rushed home. Many here say the Thai government now hopes that this move will help and plug the gap. Another hope is that giving the refugees work will reduce the costs of healthcare provision. This Thai hospital is already struggling with the financial burden of caring for thousands of people like these newborn babies from the camp. The director thinks the employment program could be a game changer.
If they get more income, they can support their family to buy food or good sanitation. And another one is they can buy insurance for their family so that their family can be not the burden of a hospital and the funding, the insurance can support the hospital too.
Getting an insurance plan is exactly what Wai Yan hopes to do too. The 32-year-old has two children and a sick wife, and until now was not allowed to work. Today he's heading for a job interview in a nearby factory.
There are a lot of people with health issues, such as diabetes and heart disease. My mother has both, and my wife has kidney stones and a liver problem, and she vomits blood quite often.
If this labor program turns out to be the win-win the government hopes, the refugee camps along the border could finally start to shrink. A sliver of hope. With the civil war in Myanmar showing no signs of ending, the chances of people returning home soon remain slim.
Michaela Friberg-Storey is the United Nations resident coordinator in Thailand and joins us now from the capital, Bangkok. Welcome to DW. Michaela, you call this program a landmark step. Give us a sense of how big a breakthrough this is for refugees in Thailand.
Well, thank you for having me on. These refugees, as you said in the clips you showed, they've been living in the camps for decades, and Thailand has as such been hosting refugees for half a century. What we see now is a real opportunity for economic inclusion, to get the people out of the camps and to contribute to Thailand in a way that dignifies them and ensures them a solid livelihood.
In real terms, though, how has the situation for refugees in Thailand changed since the passing of the law last year?
Well, I think it's fair to recognize that the law or the policy came into force in October. Decision was made in August, so it's taking some time. At the same time, Thailand is working very, very hard and fast on the policy decision. It's a complicated process to ensure that everyone will have the right type of employment and that they will have all the health checks and so on. So it's taking some time. but it will definitely change the situation for the people living in the camps. They will be able to work, to support themselves financially. And as you also said in the film, the situation in the camp is becoming even harder than what it has been. So the government is really leaning forward to move on this issue.
The government has been branding this as a win-win situation for Thailand, of course, as well. I want to know from you, because you, of course, have a close eye on the situation. How has the scheme changed the way refugees are being viewed in Thai society?
Well, the thing is that in Thailand, a very large proportion of the workforce is made out of non-Thai populations. There's millions of migrant workers here. It's over 5 million, some say over 6 million. And the important thing is that we need to work with these people and with the Thai societies to really make sure that everyone understands that this is a win-win. Thailand's workforce will need an additional, I think it is 3 million people per decade up to 2037. Those 3 million need to be contributing to society through paying their own taxes, through contributing to social protection schemes. And that is why it's so important, the policy decisions that the government is now leading on, and that we as the UN family, through UNHCR, IOM, ILO, WHO, are supporting the government with.
The people that this program targets are extremely vulnerable. What is being done to protect potential workers from exploitation and extortion in the process of getting these permits, but also once they're employed?
Well, a lot of this has to do with how the potential workers are being prepared. Many of them have, as was said, been born in the camps and have lived there in the temporary shelters for most of their lives. So now it is a matter of also supporting them in understanding what rights they have and what they should ask for before they go out and work, so that they have a solid understanding on what they can be expected to perform, but also expected to get once they are on the outside. So that is something that we're working with the government, because they need to tell a good story to all the other ones in the camps that they have a good experience. So we are working together with the government, with private sector, with the public sector, and with the people in the camps, so that everyone really can have a win-win out of this, because it really is a remarkable policy shift where credit should go to the Thai government.
I'd like to look at a possible win for your organization, among others, because the aid sector is under unprecedented pressure. What does it mean for agencies like the UN that thousands of families could now be able to live without relying on handouts?
Well, let's be honest. For us, it's a good thing when we work ourselves out of a job, okay? We do not want aid dependency. So we welcome this very much. For us, the opportunity is to work with the government and the people and the private sector.
That was Michaela Friberg-Storey, the United Nations resident coordinator in Thailand. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
And DW's Asia-Pacific Bureau Chief Georg Matthes filed this report. He joins me now from Thailand's capital, Bangkok. Georg, how has the situation for refugees in Thailand changed since the passing of the law?
I would say it's early days for this kind of program. I think still a majority of people works in the informal sector or simply works illegally. I mean, we're looking at 80,000 people, I would say half of them of working age. And so half of them potentially could be applying, 40,000 people that would be. And gradually they are. And so this could be changing things dramatically. And I think that is what we're seeing at the moment. It's a symbolic move, mainly on the one hand for the refugees who are saying, wow, we can by ourselves change the situation, and also in the Thai population, because suddenly these people are no longer simply seen as aid recipients, but as people contributing to the local economy.
Now, you spoke to people in one of these refugee camps at the border. We see that many of them are still there, although the living conditions are worsening. What are they saying about this?
Exactly, many are still there because many aid organizations have withdrawn their support, particularly American aid organizations such as USAID. I think it's a mixed bag. You have some hope, some real hope that things could change for the better, and you have some frustration because a lot of things are not clear yet. You know, how to get this across to mainly uneducated refugees who were born in these camps for generations, one has to say. I mean, I've talked to some people who are second, third generation born in these camps. So how the message is passed, what they need to do, where to make fingerprints, how to register. And then there's also some information that I couldn't really entirely verify, and that is that they will only get work permissions for certain parts of the country. So they will not get a work permission and a stay permit like a migrant who comes to Thailand and would receive that. But as a refugee, they will be allocated to certain areas. And for some, that is a certain insecurity. And also, once they have agreed to take up that work, let's say on a chicken farm, they will then lose the possibility to get food in those refugee camps along the border. So it's a bit of uncertainty, but overall, people are hopeful that this could change their life for the better.
Now, aid agencies and the UN are welcoming this change of policy, but the Thai government has very long resisted it. Why is that?
I think the Thai government always had a cautious approach when it comes to refugees. They're also not a signatory of the UN Refugee Convention. And of course, they are concerned about a major issue, as many other countries in the world are, and that is the pull factor. The moment you allow refugees or asylum seekers the right to work, this could be attracting more people to come and to use this as a way to find employment. Now, I think in the case of Thailand, one clearly has to say these camps now along the long border with Myanmar have been there for more than 40 years. And for instance, the doctor you saw in the report I talked to said to me, look, these people are born here. They have literally no connection with the Burmese side of the border, apart from language and a bit of culture, but they're effectively Thai, and so one should find a way of turning these people into Thai, or at least giving them an opportunity to contribute to the country where they're born in.
Now, could the Thai model create a precedent for other countries?
I think absolutely, and that is why a lot of countries are keeping a close eye on how this will develop in Thailand. I think one has to say, however, it's not a one-size-fits-all solution here. For instance, if I think about Indonesia and in Aceh, you have a lot of Rohingyas who have fled from Myanmar, coming via Bangladesh by boat, and there you have a situation where the Indonesian labor market is saturated. Yeah, there is no lack of cheap labor in Indonesia, and that is where a solution like this would simply not work. But in Thailand and many other countries in the region where there are permanent camps, this kind of solution is way better than living in a permanent camp without any prospect to improve your life.
VW's Asia Pacific Bureau Chief Georg Matthes there reporting. Thank you very much, Georg.